So I just got back from watching Madam Web, and oh man, I wish I could convey properly how I am feeling about this movie. I think I just wish I had Madam Web's powers, because then I could write this off as a potential future where I actually watched this movie, and I could prevent myself from doing it using Madam Web's powers. Go back home, do something else, because that would be a far better use of my time than what I did today. Now, this film is most likely going to be one of the worst films that will come out in 2024. I don't know if it's the absolute worst film ever made, but it is definitely worse than Morbius. That movie I have seen, okay? That movie at least had a couple memorable moments. This movie was just a complete mess. And when I approach the review, I'm going to have to approach it in an unstructured way, because this movie is completely unstructured. It's a mess of a bunch of scenes that don't make sense. The sound design is all screwed up. The editing is awful. The dialogue, the characters, it's all a complete mess. And I'm starting to get the feeling that Dakota Johnson, the star of this movie, is feeling very similarly, even though she may not actually admit it. If you see behind me, she is naming Spider-Man movies, but she's getting the names of them all wrong. She can't even name the first 3 Spider-Man movies. She can't even name the MCU Spider-Man movies. Now, is that a fault of hers? Probably not. However, if you're going to play a role in the Spider Universe, I don't know, maybe pick up a comic book or two, Google, use Wiki, I don't know. I mean, how do you not know the names of these Spider-Man movies? Whatever, right? But I was cracking up at this. Even I got in on this action a little bit, and I commented, I said, Spider-Man, wow, he's still at it, because she's just coming up with these crazy names for it, the Goblet of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man at it again, it's just ridiculous stuff. And this comment that I posted kind of blew up. I was pretty excited about that. But we have an even bigger problem than her just doing the Spider-Man titles all wrong. Because you see, as per Dakota Johnson herself, she has apparently not seen this movie. This is from Screen Time. Dakota Johnson says she hasn't seen Madam Web yet. Quote, I don't know when I'll see it. Someday. So she's like, I ain't gonna watch it right now. Now, it's so strange that she says this, because she has to know that people are paying attention to her. I think she said in an interview the other day that she has no idea that people are trolling her about that line where Ezekiel was in the Amazon with my mom while she was researching spiders right before she died, and she acted so clueless in this interview. I couldn't even tell if she was telling the truth or lying about it. But, if she was lying about it, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't want to be near this movie either. And it seems like she is separating herself slowly but surely from this project. She's trying to distance herself from it. And you can tell because of this line right here. I don't know when I'll see it someday. So why is that such a notable line for me? There's just one problem with her statement, because this is her and Sydney Sweeney at the premiere of Madam Web. So she's saying that she didn't see it. So now people are wondering if she dipped out before the movie started. Like she's taking pictures in front of the movie theater and everything. She's like, yeah, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. And then everybody piles into the theater to watch this premiere. And then she just closes the doors behind everybody. And she's like, come on, let's go get some shawarma. And then they just take off. I don't know if she dipped. It's possible that she could be lying. What if she did see the premiere and now she's just embarrassed and is saying that she didn't see it? I don't know for sure. I imagine that if she is lying, it's possible that her co-stars or her peers or anybody that saw her at the premiere will come out and be like, no, she was definitely there. I don't know why she said that in the interview. She was apparently on a podcast when she said this. But I mean, here she is in an extravagant dress at the premiere, standing next to Sydney Sweeney, who is also in an extravagant dress. And they're going to ask Sydney Sweeney about this. Going to be like, was she there? Sitting? And she's like, dude, she was right next to me. She was here the whole time. I'm so confused. And this entire situation is confusing. The main star hasn't seen her own movie. She hasn't done research about Spider-Man. It seems like the director doesn't do research about Spider-Man either. That whole movie made zero sense, even when it had cameos from very familiar comic book characters. And by the way, the Spider-Woman suits, okay, the female spider suits that you see in that movie, just prepare yourself. If you do intend on going to see this trash film, just prepare yourself to be disappointed if you were looking forward to seeing some Spider-Woman suit action. I know what people are thinking right now, but I will tell you this. they are in the movie a lot less than you may think. But if you think that the strangeness ends here, it does not. Because if you look over here on this page, and this is from a person that I follow, I think he's really funny. He has great takes on modern entertainment. He has a channel called Gothic Therapy. This is Master of the TDS. And he puts together collages all the time. Now, I guess he got an inside scoop from Spooky Lord, as he says here below his post. There is a suggestion out there that people are pretending that they love this movie and they're creating X posts to get boosted engagement using code words. Now, I don't know for sure if this is true, but there is speculation out there that there are bots shilling for this movie, okay? As you can see right here, and of course, Master of the TDS giving him full credit for this collage. Any compilation he puts together, that is all him. And I do thank him for putting this together because it's really eye-opening. If you look from Rush right here, Madam Web is the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight. Could you imagine watching this movie and then thinking, wow, I haven't seen something this good since Christian Bale, dude. Like, what? That's wild to me. Such incredible acting, writing, and editing. There will be a before and an after Madam Web. No, last I checked, the Madam Web is not going to get a sequel. I just don't think it's going to get a sequel, man. Chase says here, Madam Web is the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight. Such incredible acting, writing, and editing. There will be a before and an after Madam Web. That sounds exactly like the one to the left. That's strange. And then you have Alfredo. Madam Web is the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight. What is going on here? Now, if you look over to the bottom right, this is the only one that's different from this compilation. Madam Web is a game changer. Exceptional acting, writing, and editing make it the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight. Ah, there's that code word again. And of course, the comment is a little bit out of order from the other ones. But you know what? The message is exactly the same. So I'm wondering, and I'm sure Master of the TDS, other people are wondering if these accounts are being paid or they're getting boosted by using the code The Dark Knight. Like they put The Dark Knight in there, and then maybe like some of these people who are running the show for Madam Web see these accounts post these comments, and then they get them some engagement, right? Maybe a retweet. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know how bot shilling works because I don't shill, and I'm definitely not a bot, but it is still hilarious all the same. And now keep in mind, they're saying that this is as good as The Dark Knight, man. If you watch this movie, you will know that that's not true. No, it's not even close to even being called a movie. It's just nonsense. From beginning to end, the camera work is awful. The lighting, the color grading, the acting, the character work. It's awful. And by the way, this movie is not making very much money right now at the box office. If it does, it'll probably be due to hate watching, because all of the posts that I have seen from people that I follow on X who have gone to see this movie have been in empty theaters. There may be one or two, maybe 10 to 20 people in certain theaters, but there are no packed theaters as far as I am concerned. And I don't personally have anything against Dakota Johnson. And to be honest with you, she seems like a rather sweet person. Now, I do know that like there was a rumor that due to the backlash, she fired her whole PR team, or she fired some people or something. It's very clear that she is trying to separate herself from this movie. I mean, she doesn't go into interviews and talk about how passionate she is about Spider-Man. She doesn't talk about like her love of reading comic books or anything. You know, she's just an actress doing a job. She's not even going to bother to go to a theater and watch this. She's not even giving it a second thought. It's like she's moving on. And maybe she has the right idea. Maybe moving on is the best option. It says right here, Madam Web is almost here. Marvel's latest offering is out on Valentine's Day, and in Los Angeles on Monday night, the film stars stepped out for the Los Angeles premiere. Speaking to EW recently, star Dakota Johnson shared her excitement over her role. "I was sort of mystified by her powers," Johnson said. "I felt like, oh, I really would love to see that superhero. I would love to see a young woman whose superpower is her mind." Well, it looks like she changed her mind about this. Apparently, she wasn't even there watching the movie. Before you see her on the big screen, see all the stars of Madam Web at the premiere on Monday night, except for Dakota Johnson, because she apparently dipped. I actually want to see more about this, and I'm trying to put a review for this. It's hard. Okay, it's not easy, but just stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't had the chance to like this video and share it with your friends, that would be awesome. And hey, if you're feeling ultra spicy, consider subscribing to my channel so that you are always up to date on what kind of thing I've got going on. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Later. Meow, meow.